after the writer's strike, took a substantial pay cut to be able to participate. And to be able to continue it. So those are the issues that you deal with. And the things that you often find out you don't get compared to male co-stars, Anglo co-stars, or other co-stars, the things that you get screwed around in the business. You know, you really have to have a trustworthy representative, or you have to have a lot of questions and you have to be really, really cutthroat and on top of it. I've changed my entire team in the last 4 months because you find out a lot of shit, you know? And I continue to grow and realize how naive you are sometimes. And that's the business. You try to figure out, is it me? Is it because I'm a woman? Is it because I'm Latina? Is it because I'm older? Is it this? And you just have to just realize that's just Hollywood. You know, you figure it out as you go along. You can spend a whole lot of time, you know, feeling bad or saying, it's this, it's that, or you can just take care of business. Just take care of business. And I think that that's, you know, when it comes, we spend a lot of time saying Latino this and Latino that, Latino this. I think we just have to buck up and just face it and change it and address it. Instead of just like compartmentalizing it in, you know, over-labeling things and just addressing it and do how they do it. You know what I mean? Figure it out. Or it's like, well, take a page from their book. All right, this is how you figure it out. Okay, let's figure it out together. Or let me do it how you do it. Change it. Fire this guy, hire this guy, hire this guy, and figure out how you do it. Play with the big boys.
You took action.
And take action.
Take action.
Because you can spend a lot of time and I think wire yourself into a depressive state and figure out it's so unfair, it's so racist, it's so this, it's so that.
I was just saying the cavalry's not coming.
You know?
So you're the cavalry.
And just do it.
Just do it.
You know, or be confused by it, or be trapped by it, because there is always a way out.
Or write about it. You know, act it. All those things are acting.
Exactly. That's always been a good outlet for me. Just put it in the, as your acting teachers would always say, just put it in the work, put it in the scene.
Yeah.
Use it. Use it.
Yeah, nothing's wasted for an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bouncing off of that, acting is reacting and listening.
Exactly.
Did you and Reynaldo learn anything from working together off each other in Without Men? And also, I think, Reynaldo, you worked with Christopher Plummer on his Oscar win a few years ago. What was that like? That's two questions.
I'll say Without Men was an unusual and funny experience, and we had a really good group of boys and girls to work with, and we used it. It was kind of a goofy environment. We had an unusual director. We really weren't sure where she was coming from half the time. So we played brother and sister. We just kind of played around. We played around the whole time. We were kind of lost.
Yeah.
So
You really don't know what's going to happen. That's the final
you don't.
thing. You get there and you create the moment.
And it's in the moment.
It's very improvisational.
Yeah.
Very lazy.
You keep it loose, you know?
That's what I liked about it. I saw a spirit of almost improvisation and play, and that's great. I don't think I didn't feel the movie was taking itself serious. It was having a good time. And I think that's infectious for an audience. If they know you're having a good time, they're having a good time. Do you want to answer that anymore?
Christopher Plummer?
Oh my gosh, Christopher Plummer. He fell asleep while we're shooting. Because he was sick, and he just went, passed out, and the camera was coming, and I had to like wake him up, and it was a very important. It was my first job after school, so for me that was such a revelation that truth. It's the most important thing. Your exploration, where you're going, and trusting. Really, really, really trusting your instincts. And it's not an easy job. I got in a lot of fights with many directors, and I'm very like polite and very nice. I'm a Catholic boy, but there's a point that you have to be like, no man, I'm sorry, fuck that. I'm not gonna play a stereotype. I'm not gonna just do that because you're telling me to. It doesn't make sense. And I think that if you have that boundary very clear, also your work gets very clear. Because you can really get dragged around on set. And I had that experience.
Great answer. Any other, okay, back there. You.
So, thank you for bringing together and inspiring us with beauty, brain, talent, everything. I think your vision is wonderful. So, it's actually a question for you.
Oh.
How do you choose what colleges you, bring your Latino thought makers to? Is Santa Barbara on your radar?
You know,
If not, how can I get it?
call me, I'll bring it to Santa Barbara. I mean, what's great about Oxnard College and the people here that have really had a vision toward, because Oxnard's 70% Latino. And I remember when I first started this, Edward James Olmos coming to the first show. And he's a great guy. I mean, honestly, I've known him for many years, and I've made fun of him on stage in shows, and I regret it, but then I don't. But he's a great guy, and a lot of people didn't feel he would show up. I had a lot of people tell me, "Now, we didn't think you would show up here." And it is funny, but Oxnard College, Latinos deserve the best. We're 70% of this population. We need to be recognized and celebrated. I honestly really believe that, and I think if I could take, people that I admire, I admire everyone here. I honestly, everyone on stage, I'm not a performer or writer at this point, I'm like a fan. And I think it looks contagious because I honestly go, wow, I love their work and I love what they're saying. We had Marco Antonio Regil here the other week. And I've known him for years, but on the stage, he broke down crying and talking about his mother, who has Alzheimer's right now. And that says a lot about you as an audience because he felt comfortable. And we're at home here. So I love doing this, and I'll continue to do it. Tavis Smiley wants to executive produce and come aboard. We've got the Tavis Smiley show on PBS, and I definitely want to work with them to bring this also on television as well, because we need to change the narrative of how people think about Latinos. That's why I keep saying thank you. I was Latino when it wasn't cool, and it's still not cool.
It's a lie, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. But I also am saying that politically, when I look at what's going on with the I hate saying the name either because I say it 3 times he appears, but I look what's happening right now in America, and I look at the political, and I see the debates, and I wonder where the Latinos are. And even the Latinos that are in the Republican Party, I wonder where the Latinos are, because we're not seeing a lot of that. So there's a real need. So this has to be done, and I thank Oxnard College and the board of directors and the president and all the people that have been behind this, because they're putting this out here. They pay for this. I bring the people and all that stuff, but that's a vision. You need to have a vision to lead, and to have this come out to college. And please tell everyone to keep coming back, because I was on the Rico and Mambo show this morning. Yeah, Rico and Mambo. And they were like, it was touching to be on their show. I really like those guys. They're really cool and great. They want me to come back, and I want to be a part of this community. When we were just driving in the car coming here, Julissa and I were looking at the farms. We wanted to stop and grab the red peppers. We're hungry. I'm like, I'm not gonna need those peppers. Let's just pull the car over real quick, grab some peppers. They'll look at us and think, why are those farm workers wearing nice clothes? What are they doing out there? They're working overtime. But I want to keep doing this, and the way we do it is you guys call up Oxnard and say thank you for bringing this here in our community, and keep doing that, because we will keep doing this. I mean, no matter what, all my career, I've been very proud to be Latino, and the reason I'm proud is I understand what Latino really is, how our great history is, our great culture, and all these things. And I just want more people to know that. So I'll keep doing it.
In Santa Barbara as well.
Oh, yeah, bring me Santa Barbara. I like Santa
And
Barbara.
actually, I want to thank my son. I was listening to, he made me put it on 104.7, Rico Mambo Show, and that's why I'm here. So.
Wow, look at that. Thank you, Rico Mambo. Okay, hey, Rico Mambo.